Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fireside Casts. We have some exciting coverage tonight of advanced playoffs. This is, I believe, the third seed team versus the second seed team of the top four. Masters of Spinjitzu versus MGCS. I am joined tonight by Unicorn Wizard. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Excited for a nice night of TF2.
Absolutely. So yeah, these are teams that I think this is a rematch that we covered these teams playing against each other on Gully Wash quite recently, in which I think it was MGCS got the upper hand despite being the underdog in the standings, and that did actually catapult them to second seed, I believe, over Spinjitzu.
Yeah,
Yeah, so going to be exciting to see the rematch. Let me actually go quickly look at the maps to see if Gully Wash.
it
Oh,
is
Gully
not.
Wash did get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metalworks, Product, and Snake are our maps. It's weird because, well, not necessarily weird. So MGCS has never played Metalworks. Ninjago has played it, I believe, twice, won 1-1 on it. Product, I don't think either team has actually played ever. And Snakewater is Snakewater. Everyone plays like Snakewater 6 times. So should be interesting. Like you said, these teams played twice during the season, and actually MGCS won both times. Snakewater and to get into playoffs the last time on Gully Wash. However, Ninjago is actually the only team who has beaten the first seed. So it's one team has beaten the other, but the other team has beaten the best team. So Advance is actually really weird this season, where the bottom three, not the bottom three, but the second through fourth seeds are all 9-7 with different round ones, and then the one seed is 15-1.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
really close in on paper, second through fourth, but the first seed has lost. So I'm curious how that's going to shake up. But we don't worry about the one seed right now. We worry about these teams.
Yeah, true. And as far as I mean, there aren't really other maps quite like Gully or that play that similarly to Gully, so it's going to be hard to kind of have conjecture about what the rematch will look like. Although I'm curious because I'm pretty sure Advance might be small enough that these teams played each other twice.
Yeah,
Um,
3-2 both times.
okay, wasn't one of them on Snakewater? Am I remembering that?
Yes, it was a snake. It was a snake
Yes.
and a gully. Both 3-2 for MGCS.
Fair enough. Yeah. Um, interesting then. I
Yeah.
figure we may as well run down the rosters, even though I think these teams were eager
Yeah.
to start. So
Yeah,
let
they're
me
ready
get
to
in
start,
line.
so we should run down the rosters first. I mean, I can do MGCS. MGCS
Sure.
is Imagine and Michael PC1 on Scout, Reverie and Moist DM on Soldier, Do It on Demo, and Sunny on Medic.
hmm And then for Ninjago, Spinjitzu, whatever iteration their team is nowadays, we have Mobe and Hammy on scouts. This time, Rave and Mr. Kaza are their soldiers. Alex, their demo as usual, and they have Finman Medic tonight. And I think Finman was in the last game. I know Gotten has been playing with them a little bit, subbing in here and there. But
And
we are
we are
live
live.
here. Um, well, what player do you have your eyes on this mid?
So I don't know how these teams are going to play. I'm just going to put it on Do It, just because I know him personally, being an anglerfish player, and he's friends with them. So I'm going to keep it on him. I'm curious how these teams play mid. Sometimes teams play Metalworks a little more passive, and sometimes they go immediately aggressive. Usually you just can a little bit of mirroring. As I say that, actually, they double bomb. No, they like half double bomb. Now they're committing. Reverie's going to die. Hammy's going to get cleaned up as well. Do It's dead. So this looks like it is favoring Red a little bit. It is a 3v3, though. So
Mhm.
now teams are
I
going to
might prefer to
reset.
have the two scouts here, though, to be honest,
Exactly what I was
because a
thinking.
demo's just someone to shoot at. And actually, as we see that, Alex, yeah, just getting shot at, forced to get arrowed, positioning MGCS, or excuse me, Ninjago, pretty much backed up here. However, nice stickies there from Alex are going to clean up Imagine, and yeah. Oh, with
Red just
Uber
uses.
actually an
Interesting.
exchange.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is this is a really weird fight. Both teams are going to
yeah.
use. Both teams are probably just going to bail a little bit. Michael actually might get caught. No, he's going to live. Blue's going to have to back all the way up, and that is a mid win for Ninjago. Pretty hectic, really. And I agree with you. I really would have preferred to have those 2 scouts. They didn't take it super aggressive because in that situation, you kind of just gotta. You have to kind of go in as both scouts, right? Because the demo man has that burst damage.
I do think that, yeah, the later half of that mid or the end of the mid really did just come down to Alex hitting some good shots there. Because, yeah, you wouldn't expect the demo to be a super high performer there against 2 scouts, but no, got the kill, and then suddenly you just have the numbers. But we are looking at even Ubers here. Both teams just building before Ninjago really pressures. And it looks like I expect maybe some double soldier activity through Valley here.
He's on like 5 sticks.
Oh my god, Sunny's on the floor.
Sunny's dead.
Rob's Uber. Oh man, Finman gets forced on like single-digit HP, but a force is much better than a drop. But that being said, they lose 3 players, and with Finman this week, Uber is now faded. Oh man, Alex with a nice pipe there will be going down anyway. As long as Finman gets out, which seems to be the case here, they are okay with a little bit of ad. It's really only like 20%.
Yeah.
And losing the midpoint, they might just be settled down here on their own second.
Yeah, they're gonna build this Uber as much as they can, maybe take it into mid, depending. They actually might think it's smaller ad than it is, just because they weren't building. We'll see if they do anything. It is hard pushing mid into, or second into mid.
Well, in a position like this, if I'm Ninjago, I'd already want to be going Valley, because look at like Sunny's positioning, look at the positioning for MGCS. They are ready to leave. They assume the other team has Uber.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you don't expect them to just, oh, and actually, they're taking a pop through. Alex getting dead on, unable to really get a good bomb off. And Sunny didn't really build. They could have already had at this point. But no, only 80%. So a more comfortable flip-flop. Pace-wise for Ninjago here as they get to actually set up this ad.
Yeah, and in this case, you get to bait a little bit. Raven, Moist DM trade, House is dead. The scout on the flank should get cleaned up, so that's a 3 for 2. That's perfectly fine. You don't get the Uber force out. That's really bad for Red. And yeah, they're just gonna take mid.
Yeah, and it was plenty of ad as well, because Ninjago, of course, popped into mid. However, they've done a good job of building, and especially with that attempted flank shove, did a good job of stalling. As you can see, Moist DM on Spy. Is that committed? Yeah, it is committed out of the forwards on Spy.
That's fine. Well. I mean, if they're not confident with their sacks. And as well,
that into this point, Spy, this is like one of Spy's best points, honestly.
It's good. He has to go pretty quick, though. The longer that you don't see that 6th player, the more, you know, yeah.
Excuse me, Hammy is periodically chucking. Oh, look at that. Finman looked
the
right
soldier goes in as well.
Yeah, but on the meantime, Sunny getting forced by Rave, and actually kind of just a mirror image of what happened on MGCS's second, actually. The attacking team losing 3 players for the force, getting forced themselves, although I suppose Ninjago got a drop in that instance. But look at this pace, 2 scouts. Michael PC1. Okay, they actually call it off. The choosing to kind of chill there a bit is fine, but it can be an uncomfortable kind of leave there for MGCS nonetheless.
Yeah, in a situation like that, you kind of got to be ready to just leave. You lost 2 players. Like, you can try to hold mid, I guess, but I don't think it's the greatest idea, because exactly where we are happens, right? It is even Ubers. Both teams are 6v6. No one's really committed. We're probably just going to sit here for another like 10, 15 seconds, get everyone ready.
Yep.
What I found last time that we were in this situation, the soldiers, I think it was Rave, they did like one soldier kind of did a fake high bomb, the other one bombed onto the crates in front of forwards. I'm curious if they do that again. And it actually should have gotten destroyed, because Dewitt had sticks on both the spots where the soldiers landed. He just didn't dead either of them. It was just kind of, he didn't know they were there, I guess. But we'll see what they do. It is going to be same exact thing. Soldier bombs onto those crates. He's going to bomb out. Here comes the other one. He gets destroyed.
Yep. Well,
but here's the thing. Like, sacking here is hard. Like, sacking into mid with just a 1-player ad is pretty hard.
True. It was just a solo sack. Oh, but Mild actually getting a soldier with their sack. They might send another counter as a result. We'll see. Dewitt actually taking space through the doorway.
He's doing a lot. They used
a lot of space on mid. Exchange is probably going to get popped off here. Better exchange for blue for sure, at least lengthwise. And yeah, Finman just going to get out in the post. We'll see it. Oh, man. A lot of damage from Do It, actually, in the post. Getting a kill as well. But Sunny dies. The lock pipe from Alex. I don't know where that even came from.
The demo stayed really forward and just piped down the medic.
I think he
good for
like
them.
was still in mid.
Yeah, his team was like out on second, and he was just on the pack in choke.
I like a play like that because you're never gonna make the post not a losing post, but you can at least make the next fight like an advantaged one. Because now, Binman with like 50 ad, we should expect a pretty straightforward push into mid from Ninjago.
Yeah, and they're already moving now, which is good. That 80% is usually when you see teams move in this situation. They need to take some space before anything, right? You don't want to get this force in, but you also just don't want to sit here and lose players. Good bomb. They're getting good spam on these players top right. They're getting decent space, but they're not committed yet. And this Uber ad is slowly fading. Do they want to use? I'm not sure what they want to do here.
Through cleanly. Mild's probably the sack here. Yeah, it does actually get caught. They actually get 2 soldiers. So despite it being a pretty slow dry push, all things considered, the fact that Ubers will be evening out here doesn't really matter that much for Ninjago, because with those 2 soldier kills, you just want to keep it going and try to potentially just take second. Bait and exchange.
You really should be able to take second, honestly. Like, they don't have soldiers, they don't have that forward aggression. Imagine is cut out. There's the Uber. It's gonna be way better for Red. Sunny should be able to get out.
Oh man, Rave trying to wrap there. Do it on 3 HP. Almost had a really nice play there, which would have had last fight implications. However, Alex caught a little unaware here. Ooh, Hammy behind as well. A lot of damage on the med. Just not players alive to clean up on this though. Little unorganized fight there from Ninjago. I think all the moving pieces were kind of primed, but it just didn't materialize in enough kills to win that fight. So Finman will back up, preserving the even Ubers status. But back to mid for Ninjago.
Yep, and we're going to see this exact same push, although this time neither team has ad. But last time they were able to get that soldier pick really, really good bomb by Rave onto... Okay, no one dies. Actually, Rave is the one who gets cleaned up. That's big, and they lose Mope. They need to be gone. They need to be out. You're not fighting mid. You're going to lose soldier. You're probably not fighting second at this point, actually. You're down 3. Like, those spawns are horrible.
Yeah, all 3 players are getting denied very easily. So now we're going to see the first Metalworks last hold of the map. And this can be, well, as you can see, I mean, 10 minutes in, Metalworks is one of those maps that is very back and forth. You see a lot of these points, but very low scoring. Oh, and they're actually taking an Uber, kind of. I don't know what the idea is there, if it's like a build check or something, because this was off of an exchange, so it should just...
Good bomb. They're taking so much damage. Sunny's dead. They're going to lose their demo. They're down 3. They must have thought they had Ed. That's the only thing I can think. They lose 3 without even, or 4 without even having to use Lake. Oh, soda's on the medic. Great bomb. Moist DM.
Good salvage.
Really good. So yeah, they must have thought that they had Ed. That's the only thing I can think of.
That must just be poor tracking, because Finman lived the entire time. So someone must have said, like, oh no, their med died at some point, when that actually wasn't the case, because that was evens all the way down since the last exchange. Nevertheless, off of that very dominant fight on last, Ninjago able to convert it not only to second, but into mid as well. And they have a soldier pick into 2, which might mean a little bit better pressure. There's a trap valley right now that I have my eyes on, does get spotted. Oh man, Finman almost walks right into it, but look at the space being taken by Ninjago during the sack.
Yeah, the space doesn't mean anything though if you're not getting any pressure really on the medic, and they weren't. They actually took a lot more spam than MG did, so they're just gonna have to bail up. Moist DM going in does get the force actually.
Yeah, so, and this is now very uncomfortable for Ninjago, because they're getting popped into. Double scout and a demo. Finman is caught in the corner trying to get a pack. So at this point, it's just full salvage mode for the remaining members of Ninjago. Sunny a little weak here to Hammy, but is Rave going to follow up? Trying to bomb in, and look at that nice rocket, and actually trades out with the demo as well. So a nice little salvage there from Ninjago.
Yeah, this
probably
is
still going to lose mid though.
This is pretty. I'm not meaning to insult the teams, but this is pretty sloppy in a lot of regards. Like, there's a lot of good salvage plays, but a lot of them shouldn't be happening. Like, they need to both teams honestly need to play a little bit just closer and not, chase stuff as much, because a lot of these picks and situations are coming off one player getting a little too aggressive or just really not being able to read the situation. So,
Yeah, I
I
like
mean,
being able to like take deep pressure alley or sack pressure, for example, but I don't like when that comes at the cost of someone not spotting underpass, for example, and letting like one soldier get a force.
I feel
Stuff
like
like
we've
that.
seen this. Okay, I was gonna say I feel like we've seen this exact push like 5 times already coming out of
Yeah.
Ninjago, but they lose Rave, they're gonna immediately bail
That's
because
an
at that
interesting full leaf, to be honest, as opposed to like a pop, just flip flop.
it is, but at the same time, considering the position of the players on MG, Ninjago we're gonna have to use in order to really get anything out of that. Okay, and they lose a scout, so they're, neither team is really gonna do. They are
Mhm.
pushing house. Are they gonna be able to catch anybody? They're running down Reverie. That's a good pick. So now they
Oh
have that
yeah,
two-player
and they're getting through
ad.
choke easy.
Yeah, and
Look at
that's just
this.
free. Scouts caught,
Yeah, Michael
maybe.
PC1, very weak. Might still be, nope, able to dodge a rocket there. But with these 2 kills, they are not going to stack enough to deny. So things will slow down here a little bit. But these stalemates haven't really stayed that slow for too long because teams either get the force, get the drop, or lose enough players that they get pushed back or get forced. It's kind of all the options we've seen. None of them are just send a quick 1-man or a 2-man. Do you see the double soldier
Immediate
bomb? This
double
time
bomb.
it's Rave
Great
committing.
bomb. Oh my, good job by
Great.
Rave.
Ambitious milk on that rocket that ended up missing. I think it very
He,
easily hits, but
yeah,
then holding past that is Sonny's definitely putting a lot of trust in these soldiers dying before those rockets can come out. But after that first drop, under bridge, I might be a little less confident in my teammates' abilities to really just laser down those soldiers.
yeah. Honestly, Reverie kind of trying to go in for a bomb. Decent, not going to get anything. I honestly would have popped at that first one when he was in the air. If you hold for that first one, you're going to hold for that second one, though, because you assume that that soldier who's been on you for like at least 3 or 4 seconds at that time is going to get cleaned up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you hold the one in the air because you assume he's going to miss or he's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Then you hold for the third because you assume that he's
Ooh.
just going to get killed.
We
Headshot
have
on
a
the scout.
pyro on last, no gun. And I really don't like when pyros just die on last,
Yeah,
as we saw Michael PC1 doing here, and it's looking like complete cleanup.
it's around.
I think it can be worth, sacrificing your life as a pyro when you really like stall the Uber a lot and get a lot of value with it. But a lot of the time, pyros just play on the door, they just air blast and die, and all you
Yep.
really do is make it so that the other team like is a little further back, I guess. They can't cross with an Uber, but they have a pick in the post, and
I
that's
mean,
usually
the
like
entire
favorable
yeah, the entire point of a pyro is like to help out with the gun, right?
a
Like
lot
you're
of the
taking
time.
you're
Yeah.
taking pressure off the gun, so when the Uber fades, they still have the gun to deal with, or
Hmm.
something like that. Whereas in that situation, they really didn't. So, regardless, same mid. I'm curious if MGCS are going to do that same bomb. I rang against them yesterday, and they did basically the same thing, which is basically this actually,
Okay,
and
and look at
they
that
get two
hidden
for it.
value. Yeah. A
Yeah.
soldier for a demo soldier is a very, very worthwhile trade on a mid fight. We do have Michael PC1 chasing them out alley. Look at this fast house pressure. Mobe is hiding around the corner, trying to make a play on the demo, does do it, and Moist DM caught in as well.
Michael
Okay.
PC1 just gets a 2K to bring it back. So all of a sudden it
Yeah.
is a 2v1 Ninjago. Or pause. All right, we have a pause. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that aggression was actually really good. It almost wasn't good because Mo made a massive play, and then Michael PC1 just gets 2 kills. So
Hmm.
in this situation, you're not really probably going to see any kills. Finman and Hemi are probably.
Well, there's actually one really important thing to point out, which is the fact that Finman doesn't have Uber right now,
That's
whereas
true.
Sunny does. So if both these scouts did want to just hold W, I don't know if they'd need an Uber necessarily. Like they wouldn't be under that much direct threat, but
I
this
mean,
could be sketchy.
Consider, you're right. Considering the spawns as well, the spawns are literally just as that pause happened coming up. So if they can get in quick, they might be able to get something onto Finn. I'm hesitant to think that they will, just because of all the corners, right? That
Hmm.
Finman can run around, and with those spawns coming, there could be something that happens. But due to the fact that Finman doesn't have Uber,
Yeah.
because realistically, right, you're almost hoping that Red. the medic does have Uber because they're going to be inclined to use. Whereas in this situation, they're at 83. He has nothing to lose, right? He's just going to keep running until he dies. So you're going to have to get that kill where, considering the distance, I don't know if you can. They might prove me wrong, but usually in this situation, you just bully the med out and you take second.
Yeah, yeah. I think at this point, second is definitely just a foregone conclusion. But we'll have to see what this next fight entails because this pause did happen 90 seconds in the future from what happened here. And from this position, I could reasonably see a round get scored from MGCS. So we'll have to see because, man, even at like mid range, like these scouts are at here, it's not that out of the question to deal, 40, 50 damage shots. And two scouts are notoriously good at just chasing down and cleaning up a target.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really just depends on how hard they want to commit, right? Because they're not going to be able to kill Finman until Finman gets at least close to the second shutter, most likely, right? Like in this situation, he probably takes, 30, 40 from each scout, puts him down to like 70, 80 or so. And then he's going to get around the corner. The scouts have to turn that corner as well. So we'll see. We'll see. If I'm MGCS and I don't kill the med within like 2 or 3 seconds of this situation, I'm backing up for a second. I'm just securing the second, right? Getting set in for that. Am I pushing less? Because I don't think they've had a last push yet. They've had a bunch of second pushes. I don't know if they did.
One,
They had the one that
even
was
Ubers.
that random just using. Okay, so this will probably be the first situation where, although considering that Finman doesn't have Uber, are they going to assume that it's a bigger ad? I hope not.
I really trust that they just miscounted the first time and thought Finman died when he didn't. Because here is off, and we are live. This is off the tails of a mid fight, and they're actually out very cleanly. Yeah, that's off the tails of a mid fight. And it's actually a refight here from Ninjago. They do not want to give up the point. Exchange gets popped. Alex might leave a little separately from Finman. Nope. They are trying to get a lot of value here, and they do get 2 kills. Suddenly, looking quite nice for Ninjago.
Yeah, those 2 picks
although,
are big.
did Sunny, my HUD is broken. Sunny definitely used,
They both
right?
used, yeah. Okay. I retried. They're both used. So down 3, you're going to have to get Sunny out really quick. Great bomb! He's going to live. Oh, no, he doesn't.
And
great bomb. Oh, all right. And we're wiped. All right.
So this could still be a pause after a round gets scored. We do actually have
that'd be a very quick round, but yeah, you're right.
Forwards is Putis, but the shutter's open. So yeah, Mr. Kaza just knows someone's in there because the shutter is. Am I tweaking? Is that just not it?
No, it's not open.
Okay, never mind.
It's not open. On your screen it is. They know someone's in there, but it's not open.
Okay, sure. Yeah, but now the Putis, a little too slow to do anything. Gun is being constructed. It's level 2 now. Okay.
Yes,
this is a pretty normal. Goal. Everyone's set up. Everyone's buffed. Uber gets popped, and this time the Pyro is playing with the gun, but still dies, and 3 people die. Both soldiers die on their doors. And if that's not just lights out, yeah.
So in that situation, you gotta play a little passive. If you're MG, you can let them get in through the doors a little bit, right? You don't have to commit super hard for the doors because the entire Uber is getting stuffed by your Pyro and your gun, which is exactly what happened. Michael died on Pyro, right? But the Uber was fading at the time. The gun head was still up, just going down. That's a 5v6. You can easily win that, but
yeah,
regardless.
Definitely a good Uber there from Ninjago. Not only to get the Pyro with the combo and the Uber side of things, but also just kill both soldiers. So it makes things very easily and streamlined.
Oh, they're taking so much damage. Sunny's dead. Alex
double bomb from the blue team does get the demo. Finman, however, in danger because there are plenty of players that would love nothing else than to kill him.
Yeah, and they are all committing. They got to go huge here.
Hammy's got his work cut out for him. However, 80%. So you stall long enough, then you can get out with an Uber.
That's what they're trying to do. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
No. Oh, man. Very, very
Uber.
close. But that's the kind of mid that you absolutely needed if you are MGCS, because that late med death means that this is going to be playable ad into probably into last. I don't know if Ninjago are going to be able to set up a hold on 2
They
here.
already have
with
They
their
already have an
medic.
engineer. They have an engineer already. Their medic is just spawning. They're not holding second ult. The only person here is Rave. Like, there's nothing Rave can do at all. Just get out, don't die. You're holding second. Rave is calling out. Yeah, okay, now they're going to back up. Rave was definitely like, yeah, they're not here yet. Get in. And then everyone showed up. So there is going to be. I really like this spot, actually. The level 3 under the bridge. Yeah.
It does cover the point, and it can be annoying
yes.
to take out.
It
But it's
covers the
not as
point.
pressing of an issue.
That's fine. If no one else dies, like, the pyro could even die here, right? And the gun still hasn't been called. Now it's getting called. Now they have to shoot it.
Oh, wow.
It does get taken down, but it does a lot of damage. That pyro is coming in
as well.
Yep.
Yeah, both scouts dying on the point. Or excuse me, imagine a Moist DM dying on the point.
Yeah.
And yeah, the gun was just that trap that got sprung basically once they decided to commit to point. MGCS assuming there wasn't a gun to begin with.
Yep.
And this should be an easy push out as Ninjago now have 40 ad into mid. Their dry pushes in the mid have been okay.
They've usually relied on getting an early pick, though, right? And look where everyone on MG is playing. They're playing. Well, actually, now they're getting aggressive. The Reverie is actually getting run down. Might get killed. Does not. They use in. Sunny is going to get Raven do it
twice in a row.
Yeah. Finman should be dead.
Oh,
they are. Mice DM does get cleaned up, so this is all of a sudden a 4v4. Hammy was a little far forward, 3v4. Kausa's not in the fight at all, and he's hurt. There's not really anything he can do. All the players are pretty hurt on Ninjago. They're going to have to leave. Yeah, I mean, that is, what's the word I'm looking for? That's a very aggressive Uber, because it's, like we were saying, right? They didn't really have any picks. And the Ubers were getting closer and closer.
Yeah, they waited a bit. We actually do have the defensive crit Krieg on last, which is somewhat of a Euro strat, to be honest. You see that a lot over there. Honestly, as far as like dry pushes in the mid, if I see a demo on bridge, like near the point, to me that player is caught. And
yeah.
Like that's grounds to just pop at that point. But they kind of they only chose to use after like waiting long enough and failing long enough that it actually evened out.
Here they come.
Pyro set up. Gun's actually pre-damaged in this push. Mob trying to keep
gonna
up.
crits?
Actually dies. Ooh, Finman dying as well. Dropping the crits, which isn't that consequential, I suppose. However, actually looking... Oh, it was looking holdable, and then 3 people died simultaneously.
Lock and load Legacy? No.
Does get a kill, but not enough to stave off the attackers, and that will be a 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, the medic was putting a lot of stock into their pyro. You can let your pyro die there a little earlier, right? Get with your demo or get with the soldier. As soon as that Uber fades, you just pop that crits immediately. They're not ready for it. So I get the idea, but they put themselves in a bad situation and got nothing out of it. So yeah, 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are looking at yet another mid here, and the past couple mids have gone quite well for MGCS. We'll see. Oh, Rave immediately killing to it. Alex dying, however, but Sunny dying is kind of the important pick. Finman is getting chased by 3 players, and all his teammates are behind him. Oh no, it's 2 scouts. He doesn't know.
This man is dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunate. However, Rave and Mr. Kaza did live, but 2 soldiers that are both weak against 2 scouts is not really a winning formula.
This is such a weird fight.
Yeah. Oh, Michael PC1 eating a big rocket. Rave could clean that up. Does. Suddenly it's
the soldiers win this. I'm gonna be incredibly. They do.
Imagine, yeah, gonna back out. Now it's probably better spawners here for blue. They're actually not peeking. Oh man, I really thought we'd see a peek. I get that, like, you lost a guy freshly there in that fight, but I mean, you see, there's only like 3 combat on mid now. The beam shows up, but there's an opportunity to neutralize that pick or something like that.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm still shocked that the soldiers actually won that, considering both scouts were 125 and both soldiers were like 40. But they won it.
Just you hit a rocket and get out, and then the other soldier can hit a rocket and get out, and that's suddenly just a dead scout.
Regardless, though, we're in this same situation. I feel like we've been here a lot where Ninjago is pushing into second, and they've been relatively successful with it for the most part. So are they going to do the same thing? Usually they do that double soldier bomb They either do an immediate aggression or they do Brave lands on the boxes and the Kausa flies in. So Reverie actually going really aggressive. Here comes the sack.
Yeah.
Sunny has no idea.
And look at this. Their exit is trapped as well. Do It was playing on the floor. Man, there was maybe an opportunity to even just go forward there. But, man, MGCS kind of doing everything to just contain Ninjago in alley there. And that deep bomb got the force.
Yeah, that was a really good rebomb out of Reverie as well. Like, it's not off timing, right? But you're not necessarily expecting a soldier to fly in that situation. So good job by them, and we're just gonna see a reset. There is a spy committed, so again, like I mentioned earlier when there was that first spy play, you got a little bit of time to work with, right? But you don't have that much time because the longer you go with only seeing one scout, eventually someone on MG is going to be like, we're missing somebody, right?
I think this spy has the benefit of an Uber is being built.
Yeah.
So the fact that there aren't sacks being sent is very unassuming. However, I really don't like Cloak and Dagger into this point because in my mind, your play is you just go into lobby, decloak, and then make the play shutter. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't know like how much you can really pick your timing here because now they're checking.
Here comes the fake from the soldier. Spy's coming in. There it is.
Do It's weak as well. Oh, they lose 3 during the pressure, which again, not the only. Not the
really. They're taking so much damage they have to use that now it's horrible.
They don't even know the soldiers here. With these Ubers, and there's a soldier going behind, and Finman's weak. Mild might just get the kill here.
Oh my god! Hit it all.
Okay, at least
his 2 health dead. Moby's gonna.
And Hammy's right back on spy. Like, hey.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
I got you guys the drop, and you squandered it, and I guess I'll just go kill their medic again. I do like this though. This is like Cloak and Dagger. Like this is the use case where the other team's gonna push into you. You can just sit here and then decloak when you want. But might get accidentally bumped. Yeah, that's kind of the bad place to stand. I mean, you know scouts like to stand on that rock, right?
Yeah, there's not really a great place to stand in Valley.
And that's their engineer as well, which is bad.
It's not even going to be a level 1. They use they are kiting it pretty...
90%.
Never mind.
Oh, dies at 90. So, yeah, this is really catastrophic. Mr. Causa dying as well. Uh-oh. We'll see how this last push goes, but yeah, Michael PC won a lot of cap time. Brings in Mo, brings in Alex, both kills, and then just easy capping at the point. Yeah, a little bit of just like one thing after the other, all the way from the other team's second to Ninjago's last.
Yeah, and now we're even up again, 2-2. And again, it's been very similar mids. I feel like the soldiers on MG are the aggressors, and then everything just kind of devolves from there. It hasn't. Unless I'm mistaken, there haven't been really any clean mids. It gets very, very hectic very fast. As I say that though, both soldiers bombing it. They take down Do It.
Sunny was on 4
Sunny's like 2 health. There's the cleanup on Sunny. So all of a sudden, again, 2v3, not super clean. You play and choke. Back up. Yep. Back up. Play your heals.
What's nice here is Imagine's weak, so like Hammy doesn't really need to fear this fight that much, and actually just gets the kill. I would be re-peeking though, because it's literally just the one soldier.
Yeah.
You just spot him, you're buffed. But I understand that they're trying to play this safe. My concern is that MGCS might try and take a refight on mid, which...
They check the soldier, they do...
Wow. Very nice. At the very least, that bought time for MGCS to set up on 2. And they're building as well, so this will not be an Uber into last from Ninjago, but still, add into 2 is definitely something you like to have off a mid-fight.
Yeah, and Moist is not good. Moist DM is not going to get forwards. They pop in immediately. They are going to clean up a soldier. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're MG, that's fine. It's a soldier for an Uber, and they're already
immediately refight.
Oh my god, they're so
gonna stop the cap. It looks like, but man, down 1 just dry pushing out of last is down 2, down both soldiers. I don't see how you can push out of last without using an Uber.
I mean, you can try, without using an Uber. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Here comes
But
Hammy trying to cap off the point.
these teams they're of two minds right now, actually.
Ooh, man, if I'm Mr. Cause, I'm mad. This scout I just fought is literally 1 HP.
Yeah.
They're really trying to get the cap, but at this point,
They'll get it.
kind of out. However, I mean, Finman at 80%, so MGCS need to be really fast with this Uber. Otherwise, it's gonna even
They
out.
use now, and they hope that the medic drops. Finman's at 95. They don't use, actually. They're taking so much damage. They are going to lose Hammy. That's really good aggression. And Ravis as well. They need to bail.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
yes.
That pipe from Alex just saved them from, like, potentially losing a round, because just enough to scare Sunny and get the force. And now it's not dis at last. However, down 3 people at last. We'll see how fast MGCS are here. They're getting 2 spawners. Like a heavy here would be so nice. Hammy is just spawning immediately on heavy. They really need to just hold off the aggression for a little bit. Just buy time. Alex is spawned. It's looking okay. It's looking like things have stabilized for Ninjago.
Yeah, and realistically, if you're MGCS, you're fine with this. Just get your spawns, get your heals, get your Uber, and start working sex. There's only a minute of map time left as well, so if you take longer than a minute and then it works, you win.
Spy up from Mild here. And a little slow to roll out, and Mob actually off-class checking. Very good habit to have, especially in these matches. So the Spy will be known about. Actually, Mo's disguised as enemy pyros. Just gotta check if they have the pyro into our last guys. Yeah, gun is fully constructed in a moment here, and the Spy just gets immediately found out and killed. Probably in no small part to that kind of paranoid spam, because you know they have the Spy.
House is in, shouldn't get much, gets 1 rocket, immediately dead. I mean, but this is fine. For both teams, this is fine. Losing a soldier, perfectly fine, right? On both sides. Do we have anything? No, it's pretty even. I'm surprised that they don't have a sniper, considering there's a gun and a pyro. Actually, that Wraith pick is big. That opens up the left side. That gets a little bit more pressure off the doors.
Gun's trying to get spam, but there is a pyro. Sack in. Oh my god, Finman drops. What a crazy bomb there from Mild. They get 3 kills with it, but man, are Ninjago even going to attempt to push out? They could cap 2 right now. There's not a single player there. Uh-oh. So they're just going to set up, it looks like. At the very least, they have the benefit of the level 3 everything. Honestly, if I'm Hammy, I'm moving my dispenser and my teleporter in the doorway. Just anything possible to like stall the Uber.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Is the gun under again? It's not. I really think that gun should be under. It worked really well last time.
It's fine, to be honest. I would be tanking it though as the engineer. Oh man, Mob immediately wasn't even buffed. Took so much damage and just dies instantly. It's not looking good for Ninjago. Alex kind of caught out alone. Both soldiers die. Yeah, it's hard to imagine this isn't just the game.
And it is going to be the game.
Some value there on Kudus, but
that's yeah. The idea, you had the right idea. Tank the pyro, and then the pyro immediately dies because they weren't getting tanked.
Yeah, I think the gun pyro, you kind of have to commit to it a little bit.
Oh my god! I opened up the logs.
Let's see.
Okay, sorry. We're not ready yet. Hold on. We'll talk about it in a second. Yeah, no, like the idea is fine with the gun in that corner and the pyro there, but you need one of them needs to survive the Uber, right? Like the gun has to die and the pyro has to live, or the pyro has to die and that gun has to live to make that after Uber fight a little more stressful, right? And that's what I was saying about the gun under the point. All right. Looking at the logs, Michael PC 139 and 6.
Yeah.
Good lord. How many heals? He took 28, although the other pocket scout took similar to him. 39 into 6 is wild.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. His team as a whole had what? 43, 48. His team had 49. He had 39. He almost had as many kills as his entire team.
And it's like not even just killing soldiers. Like He killed a lot of soldiers more
He
than
killed
anyone else, but the most
he
scouts as
demo
well. He
picks.
killed the most demos. He killed the most he killed the most
Wait,
pyros in
he
the
killed the
server.
most every
Yeah.
what the
Yeah, definitely a stellar performance from Michael PC1. And I'm curious. I am fairly certain that that was MGCS's map pick, but Ninjago, I mean, you're definitely beating yourself up after that map because you were ahead the entire time. No, it was Ninjago that was second seed apparently. So
Yeah.
I believe
So
that's their map
that
pick.
was their map pick. I'm
Oh
also
no, and we're
I
going to product
you're going
now.
against product against a team that has a sniper main.
Yeah,
This again speaking I ran against them yesterday and we played product and they're not their default isn't bad, right? Speaking of MGCS, their default, two scouts, two soldiers, etc. It's not bad, but when they bring out their sniper, they play so much better around the sniper.
yeah.
Like I'm interested to see if Ninjago can get onto that sniper because that's what a lot of teams struggle with, right? That sniper will just sit on bats or cat. He'll sit on what's cliff and just sit there taking pot shots, and teams don't know how to get into him. I'm curious if that's gonna be something that they don't deal with, aren't able to deal with. I don't know if anyone on Ninjago can snipe at least at the level that Michael can. What my thought was, if Ninjago win Metalworks, they're in a good situation because they could still lose product and still play Snakewater. In this situation, though, I'm worried if I'm a fan of Ninjago.
Yeah, it could just be my bias against this map in particular, but this is a map that I'm more than happy to like perma ban. But especially if like I know someone on the other team or the other team likes playing a sniper on this map, then I usually find a reason to ban it. So Ninjago, I'm just assuming have to be pretty confident on product to leave it in, especially against a team with, Michael PC1. More than happy to snipe on it. That being said, I don't even think that he's been sniping much on the 5CP.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
but it's still on product is a different beast.
yeah, 5 CP it's fine, right? But I mean, he went 39-6 on Scout on 5 CP, right? Like he's
Yeah.
clearly confident in his Scout, but exactly what you're saying. Sniper on product is a completely different beast. It is far and away the best sniper map that we have in the pool. It's just the ability that sniper has to just completely take over the map with not a lot of counterplay. It's really strong. Although I will say, at the core, if a team is playing to their best ability, playing perfect, the default sixes strat is still the best. Because again, I was talking about this when I casted that Froyo match a few weeks ago. I'm gonna age myself. It was I think I-52 where it was Froyo Tech versus I can't remember which European team and which players it was because again it's been like 7 years or whatever.
Mhm.
But the European team had like a crazy. It might have been Thalash actually. Thalash or Stark, I believe, were sniping, and they were just going crazy. But Froyo was so good and so disciplined at playing that default 6v6 that the sniper did not matter. Right, like this amazing class on this map did not matter. So just because they have a sniper does not mean that it is unbeatable. It is
True.
incredibly powerful. But if you can play correctly as a team, you can negate that sniper no matter how good they're doing. So I'm curious if they're going to be able to, right? Because no disrespect to Ninjago, they are not Froyotech. They are not I-52 Froyotech, which is one of the best teams of all time. So we'll see how that happens, but it is 100% doable.
Yeah, the work is definitely cut out for them though, as we are actually just readying up here. I was seeing a lot of like soldier activity from Ninjago, which is based that's kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? Not common knowledge, but the old wisdom of how to actually counter a sniper. We don't see a sniper to mid here, so this is all just theoretical babble right now. But as far as the mid fight goes, neither team committing to too much, just playing positioning, playing spam. Point is uncapping in just a moment here. Rave actually quite weak early on. Probably gonna have to get a pack or get boat or something. Does get arrowed. A lot of space, actually, and Mr. Kaza going behind as well. Space from Ninjago, but Mr. Kaza dying. Mob might trade out this kill. No, dies as well. Mild with a really nice play there. Getting the pickaxe kill, and that's 3 kills for MGCS, and more than enough to get the point. Alex actually just sacking.
They're just dying one by
as
one.
well. Oh my god, Hammy almost got 2. But we might be seeing, at the very least, a soft forward hold. Nope, they're just playing normal positioning on point. Down that soldier.
Being down even just 1 makes that forward hold basically impossible. But they're going to bail. Oh my god, Finman needs a massive pipe. Almost gets cleaned up by getting too far away from their med. Finman should be able to get out here. Mob should get cleaned up. No one gets cleaned up. So it is going to be a 6v6, no Ubers. The soldiers on Ninjago are actually pretty hurt. Kausa and Mob are behind. They should clean up Reverie.
This time they get Mild, and Mob actually, so much damage on Sunny gets cleaned up, and now you're just looking out for the 4-man.
Yep.
There's DM jumping around. Michael PC1 very weak, however, should be easy to clean up. Do It is ready to go. Does
Rocket.
Full HP. Finman's still perfectly healthy, and these guys should all get cleaned up. Man, these soldiers are weak. But honestly, decent enough stall there from MGCS, considering the circumstances. Obviously, you don't want your men to be dead, and you don't want to lose the fight the way you did, but they stalled the point at the very least. Finman, however, 80% Uber.
The rate pick is big, though.
It's definitely not good here for Ninjago, as Mild bombing in, gets Finman just like that. No Uber to save him. And it's hard to imagine the point doesn't flip here. We see a counter 4-man. Alex in, unable to death stickies and get damage, though, before dying.
Yeah, Sunny's fine.
Yeah, it's easy cleanup.
Yeah, they don't need that sniper yet. They're playing really well. They need to protect Finman a little bit more. Or maybe Finman needs to play in a better spot, I guess. I don't know which, but there's no world he should have died there. Rave on to do it. No kill. Although they are all coming onto Cliff here. The demo is not in a position. They could bust out Cliff, get some good damage. They get Moisium, they get Sami.
Mo got in through another door, gets the med. 99% as well for Sunny's. That's a heartbreaking death. And again, both players I think are accounted for. Michael PC1 was spotted going behind. Okay, and they do remember that. Very important. Okay, they should be able to get the point. It's still gonna be, 40-second disadvantage for Ninjago. But again, they have ad here. All they have to do is just not lose a guy and have a catastrophic fight after. And that early pick on the Mild, definitely going to make things a lot easier for setting up.
Oh, they're getting destroyed. Yeah. Back up. They might even lose Moist. No, they don't. But yeah, this is going to be the first forward hold we're going to see. Michael already up on Pyro. I mean, for those of you, I think everyone kind of knows, but the Pyro just kind of air blasts and then does that, and then a soldier bombs him on. He is out, and his team is not there at all. They are getting so much space. The other soldier should do this, exactly which Kausa does. Gets onto Sunny. Great play by him, but they are going to lose both their soldiers, so they're going to need to back up. Mob should live. Yes. So that's fine. Give up the point. That's fine. You killed Sunny. You're going to have full Uber going in. Michael PC1 is not on sniper.
It's like a pipe and a rocket or something. There's 20 HP. It's so frightening. Point does get capped. I mean, this is a little uncomfortable for Ninjago because you want to cap the point, and when you start capping, that pretty much just starts the 4-man. Finman, however, handling it quite well. Didn't take too much damage, surfed the 1 rocket away to a pack, and notably, no one else on Ninjago dying is really important. So
start the forward hold.
With this forward, they definitely have a good opportunity to kind of neutralize this clock, if not make it in their favor. But, you see the Pyro forward hold busting tech, as is usual. Actually, doing a good job, but Mild dying makes things difficult. The bomb in from Rave, however, trades out those soldier kills, and they're just kind of sending players to this door. The Pyro does die, but so does Mob. Honestly, I'm surprised an Uber didn't get taken there, considering how heavily MGCS were stacking that door. Not only that, but with these kills, Kaza with the solo bomb force was really
good bomb by Moist, though. Gets the force onto Finman. So both teams use. We're going to have that reset, but again, are they going to cap? They do. So now all of a sudden, this favors Ninjago, right? And they're going to immediately get in. That spawner is not there yet. The players aren't the healthiest. Rave is behind. There are some players caught. That scout, maybe.
Man, this is actually looking kind of bad for MGCS. As Imagine does go down.
Dead.
Yep, Mr. Kaza able to clean them up. Trying to leave, and Do is too weak to fight. Mild's waiting for a pack, so it's hard to imagine you'll see a 4-man right now. And Rave actually just bombing moistiem off of Pride just gets the kill. So not looking good at all for MGCS as far as this first round's concerned, especially considering that Uber's about to come into play. Oh, why did I even say that? It's immediately Finmin dies, and now it's all up in the air. 15 seconds left for Ninjago. They have the point capped. Sunny is not getting Uber in time, but picks are kind of in either team's favor.
Brave is on the med, gets Sunny. Good damage on a do it as well. Moba is going to get cleaned up.
Splash is going to be on the point, however. Okay, they're just giving up the point.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think that is fine. Because you do have the possibility of just getting this round. They're just wiping. I was going to say, like, the possibility of getting the Uber and then just using that Uber to win the point immediately makes sense. But you need to really hard build that and like make sure you actually get to play the Uber, because that's not something Ninjago have been able to really do much yet. But when moistiem actually rolling out on heavy, that's going to be a real problem to deal with, because that is a very defensively oriented class that can do a lot as far as denying aggression goes.
It does, but at the same time, this is such big Uber ad. If they use in immediately, this heavy really shouldn't theoretically be able to do much, right?
90% on Finn.
Here comes the bomb. Massive bomb. That's fine. That's fine.
Really, okay.
That's not fine. That's also not fine. Oh my god.
Wait,
they're going to clean up the heavy. It's a 4v4.
Overtime, though. 80%
Sunny's getting run down by a scout.
Nah, there's just not enough players left in Ninjago.
Sunny's like 2 health.
Yeah, that's...
There is a world. There is cap time.
I don't think there is.
How's it get in there? Good rocket. Gear body in the use. Nope.
Yeah. Man, it really felt like every advantage Ninjago had that round. It kind of just, like, let it go.
Finman's dying a lot. That's really...
That is true, but also, like, a lot of the times Finman's dying is because they're just, like, playing so scared and so timid. Like, kind of trying to leave the door, but knowing maybe, like, you don't want to or you shouldn't or something like that, and then just a soldier gets a bomb off. And I think they really can be generally more aggressive with their Ubers, with their ads, stuff like that.
Yeah, same thing really here. So last mid, Kauso went behind and immediately got cleaned up. Like, if you go behind, you should either get all the way behind. So let's see what he does. He goes, okay, they're trying to kill the soldier. That's fine. They do lose Hammy though, so everyone else on MG is going forward. Look how hurt they are. Finman is now alone. Rave is going to go in for a solo bomb. Does take down Sunny. All right, good job.
No one's with Finman though, so he just needs to leave. Does get out in time. Do it actually might trap the spawn here. Almost has the time too, but gets spotted. There is another side entrance for that. Shot gets actually missed, but wouldn't have killed Do It anyway. And yeah, with the fresh med pick, mind you, we do see Ninjago rolling out, trying to count this point, but not one, but two. Oh, there was 2 off classes. moistiem switching back, but Michael PC1 notably does bust out this sniper. And sniper is very good defensively, especially stopping that point, taking that first peek and just immediately kills the med. It's balled for it. We might see a sellout here from Ninjago, as we do see exactly that. Bomb in from just about everyone. So much damage. Sunny dies. It's looking pretty good, honestly.
1 health?
Quite enough to... oh, wait. No, Mob lived. And yeah, that's full wipe. Great sellout from Ninjago. And again, like, when they get aggressive, things can work out. They didn't have a med that entire time. Still able to kind of crunch the other team. Worse spawners for them, so the start of this next fight is going to be a lot better for MGCS.
I think we'll off sniper.
Able to flip the point.
I'm interested. Good bomb out of Rave. Oh, okay, fine. 1-for-1 trade. That's fine. You're trying to push them off the point. Whatever. But they're taking so much damage. Kausa is in behind. They're not even worried about him at all right now, though. Hammy's going to get cleaned up. Now they can worry about Kausa. Good rocket on DeWitt, actually. Nothing comes of it, though.
Yeah.
1-for-1.
And overall time is pretty even as well. So that late moistiem spawn, though, might make a difference.
Yes.
Causes rolling out now. So we do see, again, even Ubers, both teams close to getting. Mobe dying on point, however, is unfortunate. And you'd still like to take an exchange here, but man, down the scout, this is just such an uncomfortable time to do so. Sunny eats some spam, though. Hammy, does pull the trigger on it. Trying to kill Michael PC1, does get the force as a result. In the meantime, Rave is behind, and the players behind on blue are quite weak, actually. Inman dies in the post, however. But the
Wait.
cleanup could be quite good with these players behind. Nice bomb from Kaza. Sunny does die during this. It's just Do It, who is able to leave. But good salvage from Ninjago, I suppose. Choosing not to deny any of their players. But if this round keeps going at this pace, then, you know, the other team's clock is going to hit 0 before Ninjago's.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Both meds committed a little bit too far is essentially what happened there. But they didn't get out just a little bit too... They got out a little bit too slow. But regardless, it's an even Uber fight, really. Like, this is fine for both teams. It really just kind of depends on how the spam battle goes and if anyone feeds themselves forward. They are pretty aggressive in connector. Soldier bombs forward. Michael is dead. That's big. Moise is behind. They either can worry about him or they can stay forward. They're doing a little bit of both. Moise is dead and MG are just going to have to back up. Is this where Michael... No, he's not going to get Sniper because it's even Ubers, I guess.
Yeah, also Sniper can be a difficult class to cap the point with.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess, like, fundamentally, but honestly, like, the Sniper fundamentals on this map, yeah, I don't really know. Like, some people think it should always be like a soldier switch. The Sniper just needs to hit the shots at the end of the day.
Yep.
But we might see an exchange coming out sometime soon.
They do
Sunny
use...
actually getting forced here. But Kaza dying is really not that great at the end of the day. It is a better Uber for red. Good damage on Imagine during the Uber. Alex dying.
The flank.
Yeah, this is looking like a point flip at the very least. We do have Rave selling out. Curious if a scout commits. Nope, they will both be living. Mob actually on 11 HP. And notably as well, Sunny actually has a decent amount of ad here.
Yeah, it's decent. I mean, I would be surprised if Finmid and Ninjago think that it's ad. So realistically, all that's going to happen, especially with Reverie being dead, is you're just going to get maybe a little bit of a forward hold, but then Ninjago are going to get out and they're just going to wait till they have Uber. So you get a few extra seconds off it unless, you know, Sunny and everyone else on MGCS want to take that aggressive Uber. So unless they do that, realistically, all that you're going to get out of it is a few more seconds of cap time, which isn't nothing, right? But it doesn't have a massive impact. Now, if everyone wiped and it was an Uber, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But in this situation, you're probably not going to get that much out of it. Although Hammy's caught, right? Like,
Yeah,
the scout
that
is
could
dead.
die.
So it is going to be 3 players down. So they could realistically get more of a forward hold going. So it could turn into something. So.
Yeah, and I think less so on product, but in some of these costs, like especially like a bagel, sometimes like even 15 ad just incidentally ends up mattering just because like teams don't hold Uber that long traditionally.
Yep.
You're usually like exchanging around when you get stuff like that can come into play. But yeah, at the time of pause, it was like a minute 30, a minute 20 for MGCS, I believe. We've seen them able to hold the point for quite some time. So I'm assuming this is a post-round pause. It could be either team, just mathematically for the round timers. But definitely a little bit of momentum for MGCS at this exact time.
Yeah, they have more momentum, but they do... but Ninjago do have more cap time. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's not a horrible situation for either team, right? Because Reverie is dead, you are going to be able to get out through this potential forward hold a little bit easier, right? It does make that easier. So I'm curious. I'm curious how they get through that because it should be a forward hold realistically.
With the fresh pick, I know
Yeah.
that Mild is dead, so you're down a soldier, but like, you know, worst case scenario, you just play your med quite baity in the forward, and then you just like back up more readily, right? It doesn't hurt to have that positioning to start with and be like ready to give it up.
Yeah.
Because if they're slow or, you know, one player tries to peek too early to see what's going on and they eat some spam, slows down the other team, you know, you can do a lot to buy time for your player to show up and get the proper forward hold going. Yeah, in a situation like this, when the other team's just out, it doesn't really hurt to have a soft kind of forward positioning. Because you never know what you can get. Like the demo can get better traps up somewhere. Soldiers might get better spam at the very least, right?
Yeah. So with the length of this pause, I'm assuming it's a tech, right? Like there's only so much you can talk about with how product has been going so far. Although I guess theoretically, so let's just say this is a pause for Ninjago, right? Like they can talk about what's been happening, but I guess theoretically they are going to have to talk about how to deal with the sniper once if it does start to come out. Because if you see them having more success, you are going to see that sniper come out more and more.
That's true. Although, to be honest, like it did only get brought out once in a situation that, like, I think turned into an immediate format
It
or something.
didn't. The
So,
sniper killed the med, and then they
oh,
immediately
true.
wiped.
Yeah, that is right. But I think that if I'm Ninjago, I'm trying to figure out how to deal with just like the regular classes because they're obviously having some issues with that. I don't know. I think the at least on 5CP, Ninjago have been more than happy to like be shoving things to be like losing a player for some other form of value, and that doesn't really translate as well to Koth when like your entire fight might just be ruined if a soldier dies early, for example. Like it's so hard to convert a point down a player that you really just need people living, especially on product, which I don't want to talk about how much I hate this map, but it can just be so difficult to make anything happen if you just keep hemorrhaging a player here and there, and like you're just gonna burn down the clock.
And we are finally unpaused. So yes, Hamy's dead. There are 3 down. Are they going to forward hold at all? It looks like they
It
are.
has forward traps, yeah. So right now main is an opening, but there isn't any players going there. They're just trying to muscle their way through. And honestly, Moisty doing a good job of holding the door, but does stay in and does die. It is ultimately a soldier trade. And Hammy actually just running all the way down at Do It, trying to get a trade there, does just die. So now down 2 for Ninjago. And remember, Sunny now getting Uber. Finman would be caught if they popped right now. Gonna be hard for Ninjago
it looks
to
like
get
they
the
might.
point.
No.
They're thinking about it.
They're definitely thinking about it.
Yeah, Ninjago now backing up, actually getting their Uber. That means that we're likely to see an exchange soon.
There's the exchange. Take it in on a scout. Do It almost does get drops. Great Uber out of Hammy, actually. Gets a lot of spam. Gets the players kind of separated.
Behind, but dies actually during it.
I don't agree with that.
You know, kind of illustrative issue of what they've been dealing with. Just down a guy in the post. So, like, how do you take this fight? How are you supposed to cap this point? Down another guy, and at this point, they're just hemorrhaging. Alex is caught. Finman is caught. Yeah, this is probably just
I think that tells us who paused it.
Oh, you know what? It was, I think it's because my my timer was paused. That was overtime. That's why all the players were selling out.
Yes. Yeah, so we'll see what if they decide to change things, what they decide to do. That so yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to call out Kausa there at all, but like him going behind kind of screwed his team over because he didn't do anything, right? The players on MG were still far forward enough to the point where he would have to commit in, and he didn't. His team didn't go with him. There was just that disconnect there. So regardless, another mid. Michael, good spam onto Michael. He is immediately dead. A scout pick early is huge, and they're just going to back up. You're going to be able to cap this point basically
especially
for
since
free.
He's been like such an impact player, at least in the first map. Oh, and Sunny just eating so much spam, just kind of half committed, at least enough to peek. Mild going down, and does get traded out with Mob. However, first cap does go to Ninjago. That does mean they denied Mob, so there's going to be a slightly advantaged early fight here from MGCS. Decent spam, however. Alex kind of dishing just a little bit, destroying buffs, forcing players to heal. Do It trying to cross point. Actually, a lot of cap time here without Ubers being
There's
popped.
a soda bomb. They take it in.
Let's pull the trigger on the exchange. Gets a kill with it. Sunny hasn't used yet, however, so much better Uber. Does get popped now, but Hammy just runs behind, kills the demo. And now it's down 3 for MGCS. Mild does get a kill, but might get cleaned up right now. Oh man, just trying to dodge stickies. Mr. Kaza does get that trade. And
that's a good trade
overall, though. I mean, I think you're happy enough with like that first minute earned if you're Ninjago. Especially like the exchange. I mean, you got kills. You didn't get the force until later, but I don't know. It was okay.
And they're already fighting, which I like. The MG don't have any time to get set up. You should be able to get the point pretty well. Duet's taking so much spam. They are shoving this flank. Really good shove. They are going to get one. I think they should get two. They do. Rave gets in, gets Sunny. Michael's dead. Rave is the only one who dies. Mob needs to live here. They were in too far. Feeling themselves a little too much. That's going to make forward holding really kind of impossible. If they keep that scout alive, you can still forward hold, but now you can't. But it's fine. You killed the med. It is full ad. Michael still not on sniper. Good. I mean, what's probably going to happen, you're going to see this aggression. You're going to see this immediate format. You kill two. Wait, Sunny
died, though. Sunny and Michael PC1 died to an Alex trap. And Finman hasn't used yet, does use now. But, yeah, I don't even know if that force is consolation for the remaining players in MGCS. Because it's like, man, what's even the point if we're just going to have to... Well, they don't really have to 4-man again, honestly, because the fast spawns means it is pretty much even. So it is overall nice.
And they're already up through cliff, so it works.
Yep. They dodge a forward hold, but still minute deficit on the clock. And definitely want to win this next fight if you're MGCS.
Again, just playing the spam because neither team has Uber. Whoa, well, Hammy just gets run down by both scouts. Soda Bomb's on the flank, is going to get cleaned up. Kausa lives, so that's fine. It's a 5v5. The longer this goes on,
going in, though, is just going to instantly die. Actually, a nice pipe there from Do It. But, yeah, I don't know. Times 4 on the point, it will convert very easily.
Pipe, Michael's, does not get cleaned up. Actually,
Alex just sells out and just sticky pipes the med. Oh, man. And, yeah. I mean, that's just wonderful for Ninjago, obviously. Now they have full ad. They are actually taking this fight pretty quickly. And
you got to be really careful, though.
Okay, only 2 up at this point, so you can kind of chill. You have 2 scouts, full beam. And they're actually able to convert the point, which is really important because they've really struggled with that during the actual team fights. They usually rely on, like, just taking exchange and winning the post very confidently.
They are really... MG's really aggressive for the situation they're in. I like it, but at the same time, if this Uber comes in, Sunny's dead.
And I was going to say I would love to just take an Uber for a flip-flop here if I'm Ninjago, because just trading down Ubers, you have over a minute lead on the clock. I feel like that's a favorable...
Just go into him. There it is. Sunny's caught. Oh, they're not getting on a Sunny. They do take Do It down. They are going to take down a Magic. Counts is in.
Oh, my God.
Oh, had nothing
still
loaded.
not getting the med there. Like, a scout demo is still plenty valuable for this Uber, I feel like. Because 15 seconds left. Sunny might be getting, like, in overtime. It's still a really uncomfortable position.
He has to start before the Uber, yeah.
And Mile just gets ran down by a scout.
Moise is in as well, but he's hurt.
Sunny
He should get cleaned up.
Doesn't have Uber either, so this
94,
should just be
96, 97, 98, 100 they use.
Okay, they do get. But I don't know if you're Ninjago. Okay, Alex will die probably before. Nope. Still living until the Uber fades. And Do It. Wait, what was Do It doing that forward? Okay, so Do It actually getting dropped in the Uber. And yeah, now I was gonna say Ninjago can kind of just like 4-man, just do whatever they want, but now they actually get to take, you know, the fight a little slower. That being said, they lose their own demo. They are losing this fight. However, note that Finman now 90% ad, or 90% Uber, 50 ad. So you just get your demo here. You just take any Uber to kill any. Okay, they're doing it without their demo. Just get any kills, and they should win. Okay, they're not getting any kills.
They should get to it. They take down Moist. They're just capping behind this Uber. They get 2. Yeah.
Okay.
They down 3, down 4. That's it.
All right, Ninjago on the board.
Unless Michael. Yeah, no. I don't know because Finman ran onto the point, having watched the demo put 3 stickies there, and just
it's actually so annoying when I play Koth and like. I'm obviously, as a demo, like, taking the Uber. I'm trying to, like, take that space so we can get the kills. And then when just no one on my team stands on the point, and then, like, we still lose because we just don't cap it, I'm like, really? Like, I know you want to get in on the action, but, like, someone needs to just stand on it at some point.
But it's pretty much the same, nothing else. So, Ninjago really like this thing where Kausa and Mob go behind. Actually, as I say that, though, MG's bombing in, massive bomb, they're killing everybody.
Yeah, that's just untold amounts of aggression, and Finman getting cleaned up as well. Absolute nightmare for Ninjago. They do punish Reverie, but it's really all they have to their name.
Brave going behind, I like it. I like it. Kausa's in.
Immediately.
Decent damage on a Sunny. Wow.
Oh, wow. I honestly didn't have that much confidence in just the 2 soldiers to be able to do that much, but they got exactly who they needed to. Getting the point would be greedy here. They are down 2 soldiers, and we do see actually the counter aggression from MGCS. Forcing players out. I'm curious if they get any kills. Actually, Michael P's both scouts die.
Is dead as
Moist
well.
EM
They're down 4.
later. Wow, they honestly well played from Ninjago. Like, well, it seemed more that they got away with something there because they were definitely caught to like a immediate 4-man, but they kited the aggression just enough to get all the kills and not lose anyone for it. So they played that well.
Yep, we got the pyro coming out, and so it worked the first time. It didn't work the second time.
Yeah, this time around, like, oh man, just what a
juicy, crazy.
If they just the 4-man happens, yeah. Nice first sticky from Do It, basically confirming the force. They are not going to chase this into spawn. But you can just set the 4-man right back up because the other team doesn't have an Uber yet. Even if they do, you just play your heals a little more baity. What does it matter if you kill 2-3 players on the door? That's, you know, basically a successful 4-man as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, they're through cliff. Alex actually might just be dead.
Yeah, that's tough. So must have got past the traps somehow, but
Alex had to play it really passive because he was like 100.
Rave is in on the med. Gets some damage. We'll see.
Alex is in as well. They get the force.
Lovely little 4-man there. Honestly, honestly, basically a 2-man because Alex was already dead, and it was just Mr. Kaza and Rave. I guess Mobe died somewhere, but I think it was trying to leave. And Hammy's actually on sniper here.
I don't know. No, they're not committed. They were just they were hoping someone would chase. No, Alex died because he couldn't. All right, well.
They tried to detonator clear the traps and then just run a scout through to just run down the demo, but the traps didn't get destroyed by the detonator, and then Mobe just ended up exploding, and then they tried to get through after. And yeah, I respect the thought process there. I think, you know, if the detonator actually worked correctly there, that works pretty well.
Yeah, they just bust through on the right, really good damage. And
it's bombing in. Gets the, oh my god, what a bomb from Do It. Jesus, just sinking everything at once, dropping Finman, and I believe killing Mobe at the same time. Yeah, that could change the course of this round for MGCS because
that's massive.
Now the time is in their favor. They have full ad. We're probably going to see a 4-man out of Ninjago. Sunny's quite forward, so a 4-man would probably get the force. Rave is in behind onto the flank. Mr. Kaza committing out of the med. Stuck in the corner, does use. Binman's committed though. Okay, they do actually get the cap during that as well. The force and the cap and their med lives. Kind of the trifecta.
Open Rave are behind. They are going to take down Moise. Michael's going to clean up Rave, and Mobe is still alive, actually. They take down Do It, so this actually, in the long run,
numbers are in the favor of MGCS, though, so Ninjago have to respect the space a little bit.
Great bomb. Oh, okay.
And he does get cleaned up, so they're going to have to keep backing, but the soldier's here to help, so I don't think Imagine can... Imagine actually committing there. Probably a bad death, because now Mr. Kaza jumping in, trying to stop the point. And, yeah, they do not stop the point. Imagine gets denied, however. And it might just be an easy recap for Ninjago. Hammy still has to roll out, but oh man, they're actually getting popped.
They're on the med. They know that Sunny doesn't have. Mobe is chasing super deep. They're not going to get it. They need to kill these other players now. They take down Demo, which is big.
Okay. At least Hammy's on the case, so the soldier's not going to be able to pinch the med or anything. Does actually kill Hammy, however. Still living as well. Does crater. Okay. Sunny has an Uber. This is kind of the most important thing in this fight. We do have Mr. Kaza behind, but Uber gets popped.
Finman needs to live. He is going to live. They take down Imagine as well, so this is actually not the worst thing in the world. Rave is going to live as well. Kaus is going to live as well, unless Michael runs him down. He really wanted to do it. Didn't happen. So this really favors...
still down a demo, though, but my PC one's pretty weak on point. And
huge bomb.
Fell out from the blue team. Actually, they're just walking with their heals. And it's working out relatively well. They're kind of just trading players down, but... honestly, like, buying time is quite nice here. That being said, Finman with a little bit of ad might come into play here now that he's at 90%. We do see MGCS kiting back a little bit more. Michael PC1, though, very forward on point. It's a lot of damage as a result, but lives, notably. Dunny eating some spam. And at this point, oh my god, Alex with the cross-map pipe kills 2 players. Oh no, an immediate 4-man. Finman landing on the pack.
Just hold it. Just hold it.
No. Okay, would have dropped, so it was, a good use, but you just hate having to use that Uber because that Uber would basically seal the round with 30 seconds left and you already having the point.
I know Mo's here too. Well, no, they don't. Yes, they do.
Oh, they do. Oh, man. Now down a guy. 11 seconds left for MGCS as well, meaning if they cap the point, it's a sketchy retake. You really hate to have overtime on Koth, and look at Mild as well. Oh, man. A lot of cap time.
That's a big pick.
A lot of
That
damage
makes
on
this
Sunny.
huge
Point does
bomb out
get
of
flipped,
Moise.
however.
Rave is dead. Oh.
Ninjago's wiping. I think this is
That's
just
the round.
a round, yeah.
And that's, oh my goodness.
Okay, Mr. Cause is in, trying to make something happen, but nothing can. And yeah, MGCS able to clutch out yet another round. Now within sight of winning this series, just one round away.
They are playing it better and better, I will say, though. As this map goes on, they're bleeding less, they're taking more advantage of the flank, and there were just a few fights there that didn't go their way. So they are down 3-1, but I am feeling good about how I'm playing this right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And again, like, it kind of came back to bite Ninjago there of just losing players in those fights where you kind of need to cap the point. Ooh, Alex getting bombed here, barely living. And with 2 players dying from MGCS and Mo behind, is the wipe happening? Sunny's so weak. The bomb in from Mr. Kaza.
No.
Sunny is barely able to live.
Oh, Mo's in. Great
my
chase.
God. That is fantastic chase. Moisium does get the locker, but that's not the important player to live. And it's a late med death as well. So even if these players were to 4-man right now, they do so without buffs. They do so without heals. And it'd be overall less effective. Point does get capped. And honestly, if I'm Ninjago, I'm probably like trying to play anti-4-man, like medic on cliff type of deal. Wait, Sunny's committed. And they see it. Oh yeah, and I mean, Nova can
Hemi
easily
should be able to
chase
get Sunny,
this,
yeah. Although look how committed Finman
Oh my god.
Oh my
And then
god.
18 HP. Do it actually jumping back to spawn will live, so can't follow up on that.
All right,
Mike
boys on.
PC1
Oh, never mind. You
pulling
got a
out,
pyro.
yeah, the pyro.
They've done that a few times where they've been at Uber Dishead and their medic is committed. Like your medic cannot hit past the entrance to main. Your medic needs to be super far back, ready to get out, because that exactly happens.
Yeah, and it can be tough as a med as well, because like you want a guy with you. Like it's fine if your team is forward, but you need someone with you. Yeah, we do have the sniper rolling out actually. Oh man, Sunny eating some spam here, forced to get a pack, slow things down.
There you go.
First shot onto the demos, definitely quite nice. Alerts you to the sniper. 93% on Finman. You basically just like to use an Uber here, I think. It just makes things so much easier. It does get popped, but there's no soldier in the Uber. It's a scout solo. It does still get Sunny, but will Finman live in the post? Moisium is behind. There is a sniper scoped up as well. The sellout is happening now. Finman is not long for this world, I don't think. Yep, does die to a sticky from Do It. Alex is here to maybe avenge medic's death.
In spawn on the medic.
Oh my god. I like that play a lot because sure, like we're getting the med, but I know we're gonna
might kill the sniper too. So hurt.
So yeah, Mobe just granting even Ubers again instead of Disad.
Rave
behind
gets
as
in,
well.
takes down the demo. They might take down. How are you alive?
Oh my god.
Oh, Mice is 3. Oh.
Almost killed both soldiers there, but ended up getting neither. However, Ninjago trying to convert the point here, trying not to deny Rave, but I don't know if they'll even be able to cap. Look at this chaos happening. Finman's getting ran at. Micro PC1, yeah, will be confirming that kill. Down both soldiers for MGCS, however, so we'll see some wanton aggression here from Ninjago. Bomb in from Rave, actually just kills Sunny with a little help from Hammy. Yeah, this is devolved into pure chaos. There's just like half health players all over the map. It seemed like the past, minute and a half, Ninjago have had a permanent player behind. But throughout all this, MGCS have had the point. So it still is, ball in Ninjago's court to cap the point here.
Yeah, but Do It being dead is huge, right? And the heals are a little bit slower coming out of MG. So Ninjago should be able to cap this pretty cleanly. They still actually haven't capped it. There you go.
Wait. And a little bit of ad for Finman. Didn't have anyone to build with, so... Oh, Michael PC1 dying here. It's definitely good for Ninjago. Bomb behind from Moise DM. Immediately recommitting on the point. Alex time. His health is so bad.
Kousa's living.
So many players. Okay, now the players have re-healed. This demo for Soldier trade is definitely starting to favor MGCS. They are pressuring the point, but not too much cap time, honestly. Brave doing a good job of spamming from Pride, and Imagine might just die. Yeah, to the spam on point. Gets cleaned up. Ooh, Mr. Kaza is going to trade out with that pick, but still, this time wasting is exactly what you want for Ninjago. Now, Ubers are even, so Finman always just has that emergency stop the point button. You see the flank getting overwhelmed here. Mo getting cleaned up. And I imagine Uber getting popped here. Yep.
I actually like this Uber a lot. They're going to take down Michael, which wasn't really part of the plan, but they're going to take down Moise as well, and they're just going to live. They took down 3-4, and they denied the point that long. They're going to get into overtime. Yeah, they're into overtime. They deny both soldiers. Do its dead.
This should just be around.
This is around.
And that's exactly, like, that's a perfect example of why that Uber is so much better to have defensively than offensively, because, you know, MGCS were doing so much to cap the point. They actually got the space. They had like 5 guys on point ready to cap. They did all the work to convert it, and then Finman just presses right click, and suddenly all of that is just not only neutralized, but in this case, it went sour for them. Which is, you know, why a lot of the time that team that needs the point gets Ubers out of the way, so you don't have to deal with that. And like when you actually get the space, when you actually get the spam to flip it, you actually, you know, have the privilege of doing it.
Yeah, so pretty default again. So Ninjago loves bombing their soldier and running their scout behind, which is exactly... Actually, Kausa just bombs in. He is somehow not dead. Now he's dead. Alex is going to get cleaned up. They need to leave. You just gone.
Yeah.
Mob is behind. They know about it. There's not a lot that you can do here. Maybe bombing onto DeWitt, which is exactly what Rave is doing, actually. Yeah, wow. DeWitt was way too aggressive. Mob is in behind.
Found the perfect timing. Sunny didn't die, but 40 HP. That buys a lot of space. We might see, at the very least, a lot of cap time from Ninjago. Rave, however, is going to die. Oh, could have been saved with the Uber. Could have been saved with the Uber. No.
Finman doesn't have, though.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly why they were just backing up.
Way better building out of MGCS, which, okay, that's fine. You get the Uber out. You have a lot of cap time, which is going to help once this fight really kicks off. However, though, there's a forward.
There is. We'll see if they try that same pyro shenanigans. Nope, they do just they do have a pyro this time, but they just bust through grass, which is exactly how they got through the last forward, and pretty effortlessly so as well. They did so without a pyro, but 2 soldier kills for 1 to break out of the forwards, especially when yours is on a shorter spawner. It's absolutely wonderful. Should be a pretty fast point conversion.
Yeah, they're
I would
get
imagine.
It for free.
And also, still a little bit of ad. Won't be coming into play here, but still, minute deficit for Ninjago to come back from, so they definitely like to make this point last.
Yeah, I'm curious. They're going to use this in aggressively, I think. Look how fast they're moving forward. They want to take a scout. Yep, there it is. Yeah. If Kausa can live on the flank here, this is going to be big. I don't...
Okay, Moise DM going behind. 1v1 with Rave and Moise DM might just determine this post, and...
They're chasing. Alex gets run down, though. There's the trade, but they're all far forward, yeah.
So this is not 4-man territory. Mr. Kaza was behind. Mob so much damage on Sunny. Does get cleaned up by the very last player alive in Hammy. I suppose Rave was alive there, but wasn't committed. Might actually be dead anyway. Yeah. Okay. Still, you're okay with that as Ninjago. You're not happy because, again, still a minute deficit, and you really want to be holding the point longer than the other team at its core. That's how you win on Koth. But they get through the forward pretty easily. Kaza dying to a nice, quite a deep trap actually in main. Yeah, it's hard to imagine you're gonna get too much here. The Michael PC1 pick, they do get it. Oh, DeWitt gets juggled in as well.
So they double bomb Alex, really good bomb. I don't know if they're gonna get the kill. They don't. Now they do. Raven Alex get cleaned up. It's a 3 for 2. That's perfectly fine if you're Ninjago. And you just get off the point. Don't cap. Don't cap. There you go.
Yeah, denying your guys is an easy way to give the other team much faster spawners and a pretty easy recapture in all likelihood.
Yeah, I mean, but
Again,
you're fine with that if you're MG, right? You're
mhm.
perfectly fine with that situation.
Yeah, with them denying. Well, MGCS don't have Uber yet, so at least another few seconds until they can actually take this exchange. Last time, the exchange was fine for them, but the post was really nice. They got an Alex kill. They get an Alex kill during the Uber this time.
That's
Gets
huge.
dropped by Finman, and Hammy actually split with Finman as well. This post is going to be much worse for Ninjago. Enough so that they might consider something really aggressive, really balls to the walls. Their sellouts have been getting a lot of value, but this time they're just playing spam. Just a little weird because, you know, being down 2 here, you're going to lose the point anyway. You haven't had an issue with forward holds. You're not really worried about getting forward held. Yeah, I don't know. They are just waiting for their spawners, and this is where, yeah, things are going to get really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, they are getting out pretty free. Kausa bombs in behind. Great bomb onto the soldier on the flank. They are going to clean that up. Kausa needs to live. He's not. That's a 1-for-1. That's fine, though. They get a lot of space off it. That makes it less good.
Rave is
They are
in
going
on
to
the
lose Raze
med.
as
Alex is full
well.
walked
Alex
across,
is
hits
just
the
in.
pipe. Okay.
Oh, you need to be. Finner needs to. Uh-oh.
Finman is gonna live. Could maybe sneak a rocket into spawn. The only thing to look out for. Nope, does get to the resupply cabinet in time. Now full ad, but 10 seconds left. So you know you're gonna get 4-man down. I don't even know if you commit Finman at all here, because with that much cap time, you're getting the point anyway.
Yep.
All you're really doing is inviting.
Here it comes.
And
Do it's
they're
dead.
handling it
They're doing
quite well, actually. Okay,
rebomb
from Mild gets
it's
very easily dealt with.
That's about as good as you can hope for, and it's already over. No, don't cap! Don't cap!
Oh, are they gonna deny? They just denied Alex. Why did they do that?
No, they all tried to get off. Oh, that's...
Because you'd love to have like a demo for an Uber here or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it could just be 4-man territory right now. I know that Alex was denied, but he's here now, so that no longer matters. Sunny's not super committed, but at this point, yeah, would be caught to an Uber. Very caught to an Uber. Oh, actually, they get. Okay, so things even out. They take an exchange. Alex not getting dropped this time, but eating a lot of damage. And this post is going to be very
Uber out of Hammy. They just need to live. Oh, they lose Finman. It's big back. But everyone else is dead. Sunny's committed as well. Sunny's probably dead.
Alex is going to die.
Just DM fight.
Still, they're holding on for now. Moist DM should get cleaned up. Still finds one on the way out. Yeah, I don't know. Their exchanges, like they're doing a decent enough job of finding kills, but Finman is just too committed in the post and dying every single time, it feels like.
Rave is going for something. And...
Oh man, now down a guy in an overtime situation. Like you literally can't let these guys cap, so you just need to sell out basically. And Alex and Mr. Cause are both so weak. That's the only spam that Red Team has. Yeah, this is looking like the game and the series.
That is the game and the series. Really, really well played by Ninjago. I just think there were a few situations where they got caught out or they didn't get exactly what they wanted to out of their Uber or their fight or whatever that kind of put that into MG's favor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, well played from MGCS. They kind of made it. I mean, it felt like they were just playing better Koth fundamentals there on that second map, just holding the point longer, doing a better job of, you know, converting advantages, especially like the more subtle things. Like Ninjago had better just sell out, just wipe the other team fights. But that buys the same amount of time as just getting a kill and forcing the other team to wait for spawners a lot of the time. And that was the latter is something that MGCS seemed to be a lot better at.
Yeah. I am looking at the logs. I believe our production is getting them up. All right. If you were to show me these logs, I would assume that Ninjago won. Their medic died 10 times less.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's weird. But I guess the only other thing that sticks out, and this is again not a dig at Alex at all, but when you look at the demos, Dewitt was having a lot better of a time. That's not necessarily on Alex, right? Like demo on Koth in a lot of ways is how your team plays around you. There's only so much that you can do to protect yourself. But Alex died 30 to DeWitt's 19, had 10 less kills. The damage was similar, but that's the only thing I can think, because when you look at the rest of the kills, they're pretty evenly distributed, right? All the
Mhm.
soldiers are around the same in kills and deaths. The scouts are about the same.
I mean, the overall
Damages.
team kills, there were 162 kills for one team and 163 for the next. So despite that many
Mm,
kills, they were still within one kill of each other.
yeah. So that medic difference is really weird, though. A- and the heals were still the same, which is so weird, right? Like when your
Yeah.
med dies 10 times more, the heal. That's a really. I would have to go back and look and see exactly what was happening. That's weird. That.
I think, to be fair, like what is not reflected is the number of times that Sunny died while coupled with Finman forcing.
That's
So
true.
all those med deaths didn't necessarily convert into Uber advantages. But
Mhm.
on top of that as well is the oh, I had another point here. Um, man. Yeah, those aren't like converting to ads as much as you would expect.
That's actually a really good point. Um, yeah, and again, I think, yeah, thinking back on the map, that is really what happened, right? Like a lot of the situations were people dying around Finman, not necessarily Finman dying. Whereas Sonny would die, but his teammates would be in a good situation to make something happen. Um, yeah, and I guess that is kind of reflected on the demo difference, right? That statistic being a little skewed, right? Because if your med is dead, but your team is in a good situation, you're probably not going to die as a demo. Whereas your med survives, but your team's being put in an awful situation, you're probably dead, right?
Mhm.
So there wasn't as much support around him in that regard.
Yeah, I will say, even aside from like stat lines as far as demos are concerned, what I was noticing is that MGCS just had an easier time capping the point
Mm-hmm.
because like there were multiple times that they were able to get like the point half capped even, um, without like a pick or anything like that, without having flank members behind anything like that, just by just kind of standing on it, which is typically a demo's job, and that's often things that you can just kill scouts for doing, is just standing still on the point. But that wasn't something that Alex was able to capitalize on the same way that Do was able to, because we saw Ninjago just unable to convert the point without, a pick or without taking some crazy post Uber fight that, you know, oftentimes went in their favor, like kept them in the game, but also like is just inherently risky. And you want a like fundamentally sound way to convert the point if you're going to be able to win on Koth.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. Has the other? I don't think the other team has played their match yet. Or they did? All right, first seed one. All right. Is there lower bracket in advance? I haven't looked at the playoff.
I imagine,
Okay.
yeah, there's
Okay. So our next match are going to be Ninjago versus who was the fourth seed? Real Six. Thank you. Ninjago versus Real Six and the Mar Logo Phillies. That's a Mar Logo Files. It's an interesting name, a good name versus MGCS. So and like which is it's interesting, right? That MGCS was uh, beat Ninjago pretty handily, but Ninjago beat Marlogo pretty handily.
Mhm.
So I'm curious how that's gonna shake out.
Yeah, it does seem that MGCS are having a pretty strong kind of postseason here, where maybe Ninjago have kind of plateaued a little bit. I haven't seen them really performing to the standard they were at a little earlier in the season. But yeah, if it is lower bracket, then you still have the opportunity to pull it together and still make it to grands. But yeah,
Anything else?
I don't think so. Any shout outs from you, Unicorn Wizard?
Shout outs to JJ DeWitt getting into advanced upper bracket finals and also carrying Anglerfish to their first win of
Or
the season.
invite winner.
Exactly. Couldn't have done it without him. You know.
I always have to shout out my fans, as in Fireball. I saw you in chat. Thank you for being such a devoted follower. And yeah, shout outs to CO on production. But I think that's all we have tonight. exciting series here in advanced playoffs. Stay tuned to Fireside Cast for more playoffs coverage coming soon.